You're live. We're live, Rip, I think.
Don't get any better than this.
This is one of those impromptu, they call it, I think. Impromptu live, Ask Rip Rogers live, or whatever you want to call it. I don't think there may not be one person that comes on here. We
Probably
didn't
not.
announce it, didn't tell anybody. I just got a notification from YouTube that said we were live. I'll open up the chat just to see, but we got a big announcement to make today, Rip.
Okay, what's that?
I don't know if we should get right into the big announcement or not, man.
Well,
What do
if
you think?
nobody's on there listening to it.
Right now, we'd be announcing it to 0 people.
All right, that'd be hot.
I mean, we don't even have the Buckshot Kid in here. I mean, that's how sad it is right now. There's no Buckshot Kid. There's no Media M5. There's no Frank's Pickle Barrel Ass. I mean, there's none of the top stars are in here right now, Rip.
Well, is George Gray one man gang, OMG Panama Bank gang, Akeem, is he in here?
I haven't seen him. No.
Okay.
That'd be a
Huh.
big surprise, though.
Yeah. Well, you never know.
Hey, I got to apologize. I haven't gotten really very good at the Gerald Briscoe stuff out. I've been out partying with the King. Me and the King went to the Cincinnati Reds game yesterday. Then we went to the Riverboat, Rip. Me and the King went to Lawrenceburg. Went to the
Holy shit!
casino. Gambled till 2 a.m., 2:30 a.m. We were up all night partying. It don't get no better than that, baby.
It don't get no better than that, does it? Shit.
Except
It's the
the
greatest.
Reds lost in the
Oh,
ninth inning. The Reds lost, and then we lost gambling too. So I guess they could have got a little better than that, but
well,
it
the
was
Reds
still
could have won.
AK
And
all king.
well, okay. Well, we'll have to put that in there now. AK, all king. Unless you
AK.
make it, well, make it AC and just spell king wrong, one or the other.
I put a picture of me and the King on Facebook, and Manny the Weasel Valverde gets on there and says that they need to fire David Bell or something like that. I think I can't remember exactly, but
Yeah,
I had
make manage manager, and then he can set a record for walking out to the mound the world's slowest time. And he
I'd
can
love
have
to see Manny walk out to the mound. That'd be so awesome.
then he can throw his hat and act like he's Sparky Anderson or whatever.
That is awesome. What you been up to, Rip?
I can't remember. Let me see.
Yeah,
Uh,
been to the gym today.
yeah, I was there in the morning. Oh,
Yeah,
did you train in Lila's Gold's Gym, Lila's?
I
Oh,
did. I did today. I got on. I walked about 40 minutes. I actually have been doing a little running lately, trying to get back
hmm.
in. Just a little running. But today I walked. I did incline walk today.
All right.
Around 40 minutes. I did some lat pulls, did a little back workout. I did some free squats today, believe it or not, and a little bit of ab work. That's about it. And I did it all today, Rip, while watching Three's Company on my TV in Lila's gym. Do you
Well, hell,
remember Three's Company at all? Were you a fan of Three's Company?
oh yeah, because I like Mr. Furley and Mrs. Furley and Jack Tripper.
You haven't said the two that or at least the one for sure that
Oh, the two girls. I see the blonde.
yeah,
Yeah, Suzanne Summer.
Chrissy, Suzanne Summers.
Yeah, the girl with the short black hair, looked like Serena.
Yeah. You know where
Um,
she went to college?
no.
She went to Ball State.
Oh, okay.
Did you know that? No?
No, all the top
Well,
stars. Bonzi Wells and her, huh? All the top stars.
Bonzi Wells and Joyce DeWitt, man.
Yeah, and then my brother went there too, Brett. So
So, three stars then went there.
yeah, three Ball State stars.
Brett Rogers, the
Brett
br-
Rogers. Yeah.
the
Oh,
brother
okay.
of Rip Rogers.
Yeah. Okay.
You didn't now do you get it?
I do now.
Yeah. So I'm only on season 2 right now. I think I've watched it all before, but I'm on season 2 right now, which Mr. Furley's not on yet. It's
Oh, it's not.
no, it's Mr. Roper. The Ropers were kind of the
Oh yeah.
main.
Then they had their spinoff or whatever, right?
Well, I
Was
think
that
they
right?
just left, and Furley came in, and Furley's brother bought, I think, that apartment complex or whatever.
Oh.
So he brought Ralph in to run it. Is what I kind of remember. We got no comments yet here, Rip. We got 2 people watching. One of them's me. I'm watching on my own phone, trying to
Okay.
get this thing over.
Well, it looks like we're on fire.
We got 4 people. Welcome to Rip Rogers. Ask Rip Rogers anything you want. This is a nighttime version. This is our sex version, our sex phone call in version. Our what else can you do? Marriage therapy, marriage counseling. What else can we do? What else can you answer, Rip? Fashion, music, sports.
Yeah, no fashion, no music unless it was 1968. Sports, I could do better in 1968. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we got our first comment on here tonight, Rip. Jason Duhamel. Do you know him? He said, "Mark, my man."
Oh hell. Yeah, he works at Amazon with me. He's got he's
okay.
over. He'll walk around. He got the gimmick fucking the Gypsy Joe earrings in. You know, he's a freak.
He said ball caps. I don't know what that means. Ball caps, he said.
Yeah, he's got the ball cap on and the fucking the gimmick earrings in.
Oh, okay.
All right. Walking just strutting around, you know, living the dream.
Strutting around at Amazon. Don't get no better than that, huh?
Yeah.
Well, maybe we could get into something. Maybe we could get into something here. So there is a new Netflix show out, Rip. It's taking the internet by storm. I don't know if you've seen it or not on the internet, on Twitter, anywhere else. Talking about the new Netflix show called Wrestlers, the OVW series, Rip. Have you seen any of it yet?
Not 1 second.
So that's what people should ask about then. That's another set of questions you can answer.
You asked me a question. You say, "Oh," I said, "Oh yeah, it's the greatest thing in many, many months." Yeah, pork pie. I like, you know.
Are you gonna watch it all by tomorrow? Tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, by chance?
Watch it all. How much is it?
I think there's like 8 episodes, so probably like 8 hours, about 8 hours or so.
Oh yeah, I'll do it 3 or 4 times. The 8 times 3 or 4. I mean, I'll just binge watch. Be over.
There you go. So I don't know if you know this or not, Rip, but tomorrow we're supposed to go live with Rene Dupree, like our channel with Rene Dupree's channel. Tomorrow night, there's going to be some original OVW people on there. I think Doug Basham's going to be there. I think Nick Dinsmore is going to be there. I hear Trailer Park Trash is going to be there. And I hear Flash Flanagan's going to be there, along with Rip Rogers, tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern. 6 p.m. Eastern, tomorrow, Friday. What is that tomorrow?
That could be the greatest thing on.
What's the date tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Friday.
22nd. Friday, September 22nd, 6 p.m. Eastern. We will be live right here on, what is this channel called?
YouTube.
Yeah, but what's our channel called?
Well, this says
Wrestling with Rip Rogers. That's
okay.
Wrestling with Rip Rogers. We'll be live 6 p.m. Eastern with Rene Dupree and a bunch of other original OVW people talking about the Netflix series Wrestlers. Rip's going to binge watch it tonight so he can be the focal part of the conversation tomorrow.
Yeah, 3 or 4 times I'll watch it. I'll just keep watch it over and watch it over and watch it over and watch it over. Right.
God, it's going to be so good tomorrow, man. Listening to you break down that show, it's going to be so great. Sunview said, how did Rip come up with using Hot Stuff by the Rolling Stones as his entrance music?
My valet said do that. How's that?
That's good. I always like that, except it gets us dinged on YouTube for copyright. But besides that, I like that song. I thought it
Well,
was a good intro.
years ago, everybody did. They just put song. Everybody that had music, they just picked a song. Nobody said a word. Nobody give a shit because the songs they heard were basically older. And then all of a sudden, it started being a big deal to use somebody's song. So I just say either. That's why I guess WWE would make their own songs up so
Yeah.
nobody could sing them.
But what's Tony Khan do?
I don't know what Tony does.
He just he pays the people to use them. So he spends,
Does he
I don't
really?
know.
Wow.
Oh yeah. So the people like Moxley comes out to Wild Thing, for instance. So Tony Khan is paying whoever sings Wild Thing, like he's paying them to use that song. When Ruby Soho came out to Ruby, whatever that, Tony Khan's paying for that.
Oh, wow.
Orange Cassidy's song, he pays for. The Young Bucks use Foreigner or whatever. So Tony's paying all these people to use their music.
Well, there's two ways of looking at it. A, you have somebody make your own song and you get the song over because they're on your show. Instead, you're using somebody else's song that might be 40, 50 years older or whatever, and you're paying somebody for it. I guess it's just different ways of looking at it. So, what the hell? Whatever it is, Tony's going to pay the money. You know that.
Got a question from Ibzan. Wants to know who our next guest is going to be. We don't know yet. Got a couple people in the works. Could be something we discuss tomorrow. But I do know a couple people. I think we got a couple people in the works here. Rip, what was the worst locker room fight you've ever seen? Kevin Nash said he's only seen 3 or 4 in 35 years. Have you ever seen a bad fight, Rip? Or the worst fight, I guess. Did you freeze, Rip? Did we lose you?
Having, as mine says, having trouble connecting. This is often caused by an unstable internet connection. Move closer to your router if you're on Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Okay, we can hear you now, at least. Have you seen any bad locker room fights, Rip? All right. Rip Rogers is
Okay. All of a sudden you're here.
he's in and out. Rip is in and out.
Yeah.
Live the Studios is over right now, though. My internet connection's great, Rip.
Well, it just on mine it says it wasn't great, so that's why it messed up.
I'm gonna try this a third time. Any locker room fights that stick out, Rip, that you've seen in the past?
No, just the one me and Randy had, I think. That's the only time I've ever seen anything like that, I'm thinking. So, imagine
Got
that.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts on Emile Dupree and Bart Sawyer? Did Bart Sawyer pass away? Did he pass away? Did I miss
Yeah.
that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, I read something about it today.
I must have missed that.
Rene had his regular show on today, and was talking about it or whatever, because it opened up with James talking. So
I think Rene did a show on his dad. That was a few days ago, I believe. Did you say Rene opened up talking about his dad today or Bart Sawyer today?
No, I was talking about Rene talking about his dad.
Okay, all right, yep.
I just seen something on Bart Sawyer.
I see. Okay. Oh, it's not Bart, it's Brett. 2 different people.
Brett
Is what's some. And then somebody said Bart passed. I don't know. I have no idea. Is Bart and Brett 2 different people? Are they 2 wrestlers?
Yeah. Yeah. One of them's Buzz Sawyer's brother.
Oh, got it. Okay. Hey, Buckshot Kid is in the house, Rip.
Boy, he
Good
must have
evening,
not
Rip.
have a life.
Good
I'm
evening,
waiting.
Rip and Vaughn.
Okay, I'm waiting for Big Al to say gentleman and him pop out of the mother's womb and say gentleman or something like that. Big Al Robinson.
Buckshot Kid said he doesn't have. He said I don't. Would you say he must not have a life or something? He just said I don't.
I mean, all of a sudden you just boop, there it is at 7:49 at night.
Well, he probably gets a notification. He's got his notifications
Oh,
on, so it says Rip Rogers. He gets a little ding that says, "Hey, Rip Rogers going live right now, man."
oh, I
And then
didn't know how that shit.
and then you can just click on it. So it says, when are you uploading the whole Briscoe interview? Well, it has been uploaded since day one on our members channel. So if you're a member, if you have a membership of the Rip Rogers channel, the Wrestling with Rip Rogers channel, you've been able to see the entire interview since day one. So it's been up there the whole time. Besides that, I don't know when I'll get the whole thing out. I've been really bad lately. I've been hanging out with the king. I've been
Been drinking
I don't know,
beer.
man. I've just been busy. It takes a lot of time putting all this shit up, and I haven't got a lot out lately. I did put up still 2 clips last night. I mean, and 2 the night before. So we've had 4 clips in the last 2 nights, so it's not too bad. But as far as the whole thing, I'm not sure. Unless you're a member, go pay $1.99 a month and $3.99 a month, whichever one. You can watch the whole thing right now. Hey, we just got a Cafe Day Rene with Rene Dupree just popped in the chat, Rip.
Is Rene on here now?
Trophy, yellow, smiling. Trophy, yellow, smiling. Is that an inside joke I don't know about?
I don't know because you come in and out when you was talking, reverberating and shit.
Oh.
If that's a word.
Rene said trophy, yellow, smiling.
Trophy, yellow. Huh.
Don't know what he means. Oh, he said, oh, you guys ready for tomorrow's OVW reunion? Hell yeah, that's why we're on here tonight, Rene. We're plugging that shit. That's why we came on live. We're doing a special live just to plug the OVW reunion tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern. Going live with Rene Dupree, Cafe Day Rene, and Wrestling with Rip Rogers. It's going to be the greatest night ever, Rip. It's going to be the greatest Friday night people have seen in a long, long time.
All right.
The enthusiasm from Rip Rogers is just, I can't even explain it. Were you friendly with the Wild Samoans, Rip?
I can't. No, when you talk, all of a sudden it went.
Okay, can anybody else
So
out there hear me? Is it just Rip that can't hear me, or can nobody
okay, now
hear me?
you're talking now is okay, but when you every once in a while the thing will act up. Usually when you ask a question, I guess.
Oh. The question was, were you friendly with the Wild Samoans?
Talked to them before, I remember when I lived in Pensacola or Gulf Breeze. They was always on the beach fighting. I remember that.
You rode with them for a while, didn't you? Or
No, that was T.O. and Tapu.
oh, okay.
Yeah, they were Samoans, but and then they lived in San Antonio, and then they had the other son, Koa. So there was 3 of them when we worked for Fuller. But I had T.O. and his son, T.O. Jr. in ICW in the early '80s. So it was T.O. who I do from Mississippi, and he come in and his son, Tapu, who was T.O. Jr. They worked, and then later on we worked for Fuller. The third son, Koa, who ended up being the biggest one, he come in. So there was 3 of them when we worked for Ron Fuller and Continental.
Got it. There, I put that up there right there. Y'all
Okay.
ready for tomorrow's OVW reunion? There. Can you see that, Rick?
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
All right. Any thoughts on Ken Patera, Rip?
He was one of the greatest athletes that ever became a pro wrestler, because he was an Olympic lifter, power lifter, hammer thrower. He could do everything. He was just like, and then his brother was Jack Patera, used to be head football coach for the Seattle football NFL team years ago. And he was at one of them conventions I was at. I can't remember which one it was. It was the one. God, it was the one where I didn't want to walk up on the stage because I'd have been limping. but he was there, and I didn't really talk to him. As a matter of fact, he was there, and I kept seeing him, but I didn't want to go talk to him because it was more fun being like a fan. And I never met him before. I'd been to some conventions, but I'm not one to go around and I do everything not the way you're supposed to. So I sort of liked it, and he was sort of like a hero when I was growing up. He was just such a great track and field, weightlifting, powerlifting, Olympic lifting athlete that I was just intimidated by it, and I liked being that way because it made me think like I was a kid today, and these guys are just supermen.
Got it. Buckshot Kid said, so does this mean no show tomorrow? Well, we got to do a little bit of a show right now. We're doing a show at 6, just not the normal, typical show, but we're doing a show. I don't know. It depends. We'll see what happens. I mean, as of now, we're going to go live at 6 for sure, 6 p.m. Eastern. Maybe me and Rip will talk tomorrow, and we'll be on at noon like every other Friday. Who knows? But we're here now. We're plugging tomorrow at 6. So join that show, 6 o'clock tomorrow. All the top stars are going to be here. Nick Dinsmore, Eugene, baby. Trailer Park Trash, Flash Flanagan, Doug Basham, Rip Rogers, Rene Dupree. I mean, what else do you want, Buckshot Kid? Shit. I guess he just wants Rip. He usually leaves anyway. He's there first and then gets the hell out of here anyway.
Well, then that Big Al
comes. Gentlemen, is there any truth to what Colonel De Beers said in a shoot interview about CWA in Germany, that it was common for the German wrestlers' girlfriends' wives to work as call girls?
I never heard that one before, so who knows? I don't know if he was there before me, after me, or whatever. I hadn't heard that one before. Hell, if there was, I wish I'd have known that, and I'd have got a little. So what the hell, right?
I always liked the Colonel. I like Colonel De Beers. Any thoughts on Colonel De Beers?
Oh, he was Buddy's partner for years and years out in Portland, and he was trained by the great Sonny Myers in Kansas City, and then he was Easy Ed Wiskowski, he was Derek Draper, and then he became Colonel De Beers. But I remember we used to go to Buddy's house, and like you'd look at the bottom of a lamp, and there would be Ed naked with some rat or whatever. Boom, and you'd set that down, and you'd pull the back of a picture down, and there'd be Ducky, or there'd be Buddy with he'd be buck naked with some other girl, or they'd be posing together, whatever. But they were like the secret kayfabe pictures that only they would know about, but then they'd laugh about them. Memories, baby.
That's awesome. Rip, what was it like teaming with Jason Lee and OVW? I always enjoyed watching you team together.
Well, Jason used to live at the old OVW building.
Oh, he did, really?
I think he was from Evansville, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And instead of driving back all the time, he got a job in Louisville, and should have stayed at the building and slept there. So he lived there for free. So he was sort of like a security guard. And then I guess if the doors was open, they could rob Jason Lee of nothing. So, but he was there. And he couldn't be late because he was there.
So what'd you think about teaming with him?
Whoops, I lost you for a second. How does teaming with him?
Yeah.
Well, he was all right. He was cool. He called me dad. I had him and my other son, Derek King. So I had two sons, stepsons, or whatever, and I'd let them, and I'd work the outside like Michael Hayes usually, and then because Derek was coming in all the way from Memphis, so he was there some of the time, but not all the time. So either me and Jason would usually tag, and then when Derek come, and I'd let those two get in there and then tell them if I didn't like it, I'd hit them with the kendo stick or threaten to or whatever. So such is life.
So did you put that team together? Like, was that you, or did Danny or somebody say you guys are going to do
No,
that?
Danny did. Yeah, Danny did.
I always liked the Suicide Blondes. I always
Oh,
thought Jason Lee was great. I thought he was, I don't know. I thought he was really good, but what did I know? I didn't
yeah,
know
he
anything at the
was.
time. I
Yeah,
liked when
well,
he had the arrow shaved in his. Remember, he had his
oh
chest
yeah,
hair shaved, like an arrow pointing
mm,
down to the snavets.
yeah, the huge snippets.
I don't know about that, but
Well, he always had it. He always had it. The rolled up wash rag down there. So who knows how big it really was, but it looked healthy for TV. That's all that mattered. Would drive the girls wild, and the, the middle aged mature males. They would just go ooh.
were you cool with Jerry Jarrett?
Uh, I guess so. We was a thorn in their side for a long time, but I worked a lot of shows for him and everything, so he was cool.
How was he always at TV? Like when you do TV for Memphis or yeah, Memphis, was Jarrett always there?
Um, a lot of times he would walk in, or he might have been there for hours, or he might have just been in the back in the production thing. You never really knew. Same with Lawler. So you'd see always see Lawler, but Jarrett might be there, might be not. Didn't really know. I just did my thing. Went to the dressing room, did the show, and we'd leave, and then get ready to go to Nashville. So don't know for sure if he was there or not.
Roy Baker in the house. He said, "I just got here. Is Rip sedated?"
Who said that?
Roy Baker wants to know if you're sedated, Rip.
Am I dead?
Sedated. Like, are you on drugs? Are you drugged up? Are you sedated?
No, is he?
I don't know. This is Ask Rip Rogers live, not. Uh,
Well, I
I
guess
don't know. That
how
was.
how would I know unless you told me what he said? So
I know. That's what I'm
ask.
telling you. He's asking you. It's a Rip Rod. Yeah. You ask if he
No, I'm.
was. I don't know if he is. I can't see him.
Oh, oh, I can't see him either. But no, I ain't sedated. I'm just old, barely alive. My foot's throbbing with each heartbeat. Besides that, everything's perfect.
Uh, the JMC. Maybe that's the. I don't know who that is. What is Rip's favorite OVW match?
No, I was there 20 some years. Favorite means number one. All of a
How
sudden,
about
you
your
start thinking.
personal? Did you have a favorite like feud or anything like that?
Mm, no, it was just another day at work trying to make a TV show or whatever. Uh, it ain't like I played for the Yankees and hit 4 home runs in a game and say, "Oh yeah, it was the World Series game where I hit 4 home runs." Well, no shit, Sherlock, right? So I, in
I don't know.
wrestling,
I didn't do near what you did, but I know there were times where I would be at OVW and I would be like, "Oh, like I love wrestling this guy TV on Wednesday and this show on Saturday and this show on Sunday." And then, a couple months down the road, I'm now with another guy and I'm like, this isn't nearly as fun, I don't think, with this guy as it was with APOC, for instance.
mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
you never
well,
thought that way?
I was just going out there doing whatever I had to do, try and get the best out of what the guy could do, and highlight his strengths, and disguise any weaknesses he's had. If he was hurt, if he got a bad leg, we'd uh, work all that into the storyline or whatever. But it was a lot of it's a crapshoot, throwing some shit at the wall and see what sticks. Some guys you think would be a lot better, and then some guys you didn't realize how good they really were. So it was don't judge a book by its cover. Uh, just do the best you can, and you're going to make mistakes. The good thing about learning how to call in the ring is you learn how to recover from all those mistakes. Where the guys that go out with their scripted bullshit, they ain't got a clue what to do. Then they panic because they don't know how to cover anything. They're not told. They're not. They don't know how to think. They think, oh, I'm going by a script. So fuck that script.
I don't have any idea what that has to do with the question, but um, I think here I'll as an outsider watching Rip at OVW. Surely he liked wrestling with his feud with Trash and his feud with Flash. I would have to think from watching it, it looked like it was a lot of fun.
Oh, work
Maybe
like those guys. Yeah, but if you go through saying, "Oh, how did you like hitting against Sandy Koufax?" You know, but when you
well, I think
have so
people
many,
would answer that question. I think
uh
people
huh,
answer those questions all the time. Yeah, I think that's
okay,
I think that would be a legit question that someone
uh,
would answer.
okay, well, most guys would say, "Oh, I didn't remember working with him." Then you say, "Oh, I'm old and senile. Hell, I remember being there. Which building were we in?" Oh yeah, and then I remember like when Flash and Trash would work together, they'd almost kill each other, and they would just be doing God. And I told them, I says, "What the hell's the matter with you guys?" Well, they just loved the business, and they was young, and would go out there and beat the shit out of each other, hit each other as hard as they could, and I'd just shake my head. Of course, that's what when I was their age, I was doing the same thing. But as you get older, you learn how to get in and get out and not get hurt and look like you're doing something, but you're not doing fuck all. When you're young, you just beat the shit out of each other and you act like you don't, because the hardest thing in wrestling is to slow down and to sell each other properly. Because without a sell, it doesn't matter. That's when they have like the AEW matches where they do three big finishers and then they cover them and they kick out. So you just wasted everything. So anyway, it's a learning process. But most of the stuff I don't even think about until you bring it up. Then I have to think. I said, "Oh yeah, I did work. Oh yeah, I did." But when you're old and you got an empty mind, it's a little bit different. It's like just bringing up Ken Patera, and I'd think about that. Then you mentioned Flash's name, and you mentioned Trash's name, and I said, "Oh God, I had some good matches with them." Then I said, and then when they worked with each other, they beat each other half to death. And I was worried about them getting hurt all the time. Of course, neither one, if they got hurt, would have said they were hurt.
Did you wrestle and interact with Slick Robbie D?
Oh yeah, yeah, I love Slick Robbie D. He used to have the vertical jump record where he went to school at, and then he was a badass. He was an alpha male, and then of course we know what happened to him, and I didn't believe none of that shit that he would do that to himself. He was too busy loving himself and being over. So, but I liked Slick Robbie D. He was an athletic, jack, alpha, outgoing stud, funnier than shit.
Yeah, I never really met him. I mean, went to a couple shows down there, I think, when he was on the card, but never got to meet him. How many times did you work with the Road Warriors?
I can't remember.
I don't think I ever saw you have a match with the Road Warriors either. Were any of those on TV that you remember?
I,
Where would
I
that have been? Would that have been in the AWA or?
no, it would have been in Atlanta, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I worked for the Nasty Boys a whole lot of times. Uh, Road Warriors, yeah, I did like working with them. They was too. I could get hit. I could get hurt with them. Just me hitting them. I said, God damn, I hit you guys, and you guys are hurting my. I'd be like George Goose. I says, yeah, you're hurting my arm. I hit you so hard, I hurt my arm. God, you guys are too hard and muscular.
What would you do to get ready for a match so you didn't get hurt?
It didn't make any difference.
Yeah.
All you can do is, first of all, you want to stretch. That's the most important thing, is to be stretched, be half-ass warmed up, so you got the blood flowing. So if somebody hits you, took a big ass pump or whatever, when the camera's on, you usually don't feel anything. You're into an emotional high and the adrenaline's going, and then the next day when you wake up, oh shit, this is hurt, this is hurt, this is hurt, and this is hurt. But then again, the show must go on the next day. So it's like playing high school football, and you're running the ball and playing linebacker. And if you ain't sore the next day, then you didn't play to your best or whatever. So you expected to be sore, and you sort of welcomed it.
Where was I at here? Thoughts on Marty Genetti? You ever do anything with Marty Genetti?
No, I just knew he was trained by the Ted and Jerry Oates.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, and I used to be partners with Ted Oates when me and him was the Hollywood Blondes with Ole, the second version. And then after that, it was Austin and Pillman. Of course, the first one was Buddy Roberts and Jerry Brown. And I say, of course, because that was part of me.
Yeah.
Fans wouldn't really know it. But then Ole would always rehash old stuff. He says, that's new people watching today. So, and he said, and the ones, if they'd seen it before, hell, they can't remember it anyway. Ole was easy on the head.
Do you think the death of kayfabe was the end of all wrestling business?
Oh, hell no. The kayfabe was exposed in the 1930s and stuff. So there's always,
Was it?
oh, hell yeah. And then
Yeah, but
did Jack Farrell. They didn't have the internet and shove it down your throat and stuff like that.
yeah.
But they didn't used to, we got to remember, there didn't used to be no TV. And then
Well, yeah.
a lot of places didn't have radio. So you'd only do stuff by posters and newspapers. And people didn't know anything. They come out to see wrestling. They didn't know if it was real or not. But it was exposed in the 30s. And then now, but typically gloat shit. Get guys that don't look like athletes out there wrestling, skinny guys, skinny fat guys. They wouldn't last in real sports. If they do, it's for a short time, and then they get hurt because you got to be an athlete and you got to be in shape to compete. So whatever the answer was on that.
All right, Rip. Did you see the releases today?
I've seen
wrestlers.
some. Yeah. Most of them, I didn't know who the hell. I couldn't believe they got rid of Dolph Ziggler. Jesus Christ. He was
I
probably
thought Dolph.
he was probably making too much money.
I just assumed Dolph Ziggler had a job there for life, basically, unless he want retire.
Nobody has a job for life.
Well, Cena does. The Rock does. Cena does.
No.
Why?
Ask Jerry Briscoe. He got cut.
Well,
after so many years, the stuff they say, you think they'd be lifers? Nah, Father Time gets you, and WWE will get you. Because
you think they'll ever tell I'm not comparing Ziggler to The Rock. You think there'll be a day when they don't let The Rock come back?
Well, coming back for one thing is one thing. coming to get a paycheck every week and working their shows is another.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're going to use The Rock because The Rock's over big ass time. Just like they're going to use Pat McAfee big ass time because they're the ones over and they're the ones that can make a phone call and they can get on there and their ratings could go up because what they're doing is you're using the old guys to watch a new product. Because hell, it could be 10 years from now. Now here's the old Rock off the gas, uh, off whatever. Well, he's just doing whatever, training,
Yeah.
living the dream, gets to eat the greatest foods ever, doing what he wants to do. But what they was on TV, that was last week, right? And they were both on,
SmackDown.
yeah, and just holy shit. And now here's the thing: you're watching wrestling, but you're not watching their wrestlers. You're watching celebrities. But then again, it's a great business move because all you're wanting is goddamn numbers. All the numbers.
Well, I didn't watch it because they didn't promote it. I had no idea they were going to be
Right.
on.
Well, yeah.
Nobody knew they were going to be on.
Yeah, well, that's the number one rule in wrestling is you promote what's going to be on there. Just think if we had wrestling, all of a sudden Andre the Giant's here. Well, holy shit, why didn't you advertise him? Ric Flair's here. Well, why didn't you advertise him, you dumbass? God damn. Maybe more people would have watched. Oh no, we wanted to surprise people. All right, fucking dumb shit. If you got a goddamn who's ever going to be there, you advertise them. If they're a star, if you ain't got nothing to advertise, they'll say, just whatever. Right? Come watch wrestling. Hey, Von Linus is going to be here.
If it's Von Lilas, then you want to say, "Oh yeah, we got a big surprise tonight."
Yeah, we got
you don't want to tell them the name.
Gunther versus Von Lilas today. We're gonna have two guys chop each other till they break their hands.
That's right. Shelton Benjamin got released. This is all supposedly, allegedly. I don't know anything official, just things I've read. Shelton Benjamin, Elias, Ali, Emma, Madcap Moss, Top Dollar, who I think might be one of the worst wrestlers in the history of wrestling, Rick Boogs, Cato, don't know who that is, Bryson Montana, don't know who that is, Shanky, some big tall dude that's been around for years and never really done anything. Mace, another one of those. Mansoir. Those are those guys that were like the models, the male models, I think. Quincy Miller, not sure. Dana Brooke. Oh man, she's been there for a long time. She got let go, I guess.
Well, anybody.
I mean, Shelton. How old Shelton? He's what, mid-40s probably?
48.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah. He's 2 years older than Brock.
He had a good run, then was gone for a while and came back. I mean, what's he been back? At least 5 years, probably.
5, 7, yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Anybody that gets a job with WWE is blessed to be on that worldwide stage for years and years, and you got a check, and you're going to be good for conventions. You're going to be good for running independent shows or whatever, and for being a star, like Honky Tonk. And then everybody remembers. If you're old enough, you remember that stuff. But the old guys are what's older more than the new guys ever. It just takes so long to get over. And the way the wrestling now is you can have this guys be here for 10 years. A few guys be there for 20 years, which was unheard of before. In wrestling, you had to get around unless you were an owner or part owner of a wrestling company. Then Dick the Bruiser could be there for 20 years. And different guys that own points, which is a percentage of territories. But if you can stay in the wrestling business and get paid for acting like you're a teenager and having fun and being over, it don't get any better than that.
Couple more questions. I got to roll. Been on here about 45 minutes, longer than I had planned. Do you think wrestling should go back to a taped 1 or 2 hour show?
Okay, I can't hear you, and I lost your picture, so.
Uh-oh. We're having some technical difficulties here.
Yep, back. Now you're back.
All right, tape shows, Rip, wrestling TV shows. You like 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour too long? What's your opinion on?
1 hour. 1 hour. Oh my God, it's over. I can't wait to see it next time. 2 hours is the norm. 3, goddamn, we're gonna open up with a 30-minute Bret Hart on the beginning to start the show. Holy shit. Same old shit. Anything less is better. You can't wait to see it again the next time.
All right, Brian Colste's in green. We finally got somebody in
around.
We finally got somebody in green here.
He'll pop
Brian
back on in a minute, or we'll go off the air. So I don't know.
I got him going here, Rip. There is no sense of storytelling and no attempt to even build heat anymore, it seems. Modern wrestling takes the audience out of the equation. Last one. How was Mr. Fuller to work for?
All of a sudden, Vaughn Lilas is gone. I'm sitting here
talking.
Can you
hear me now?
Nope, now you're back.
I mean, you've not really been on here much at all. Like, you're frozen almost all the time, but a lot of times I can hear your voice. So
okay.
Anything on the Fuller, Mr. Fuller? I don't know which Fuller he's talking about, but how about working for the Fullers? Then we're wrapping this up.
Well, working for the Fullers, they were the most prestigious family in pro wrestling for years. The Fullers are the Welches. So you're looking at going back how many generations to Ron Fuller's grandpa, Robert Fuller's grandpa, but Buddy Fuller's, their uncles. And then they pretty much ran Southern style wrestling all over the place and always had parts of offices and stuff. They might strong arm some guys and run them out of their own territories and stuff. But that's the way it was in the wild, wild West.
All right. So tomorrow we will be on 6 o'clock Eastern for sure. Will we do anything before that? We don't know yet, but 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. Eastern. You can see it right here on the screen. OVW Reunion, Nick Eugene Dinsmore, Doug Basham, Trailer Park Trash, Flash Flanagan, Rip Rogers, Rene Dupree, all the top stars. It's going to be the greatest thing we've ever done. Rip has got to get going because he's going to watch every episode tonight of the series Wrestlers on Netflix. He's going to watch it 2 or 3 times. Take notes and be ready to talk about it tomorrow. Fire it up, Rip.
Obviously.
Rip is sedated. That's it. You got anything else to add, Rip? All right.
Obviously.
We'll do that. We'll go ahead and go to the.
So I'm just
thanks for joining us tonight. Really appreciate
you're there, not there.
Hopping on.
All the top stars. King shaking his head. What's going on?
Just do this, Rick. Just follow the leader. Just follow the leader. That's it.